What's going on, everybody? So today we're doing something a little different. Question I've been getting a lot and since I really started this channel is going to be, what are some good areas for young professionals to live? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome to the Living Fort Lauderdale channel, where we cover anything and everything related to moving to or living in Fort Lauderdale and the surrounding areas. So if that's what you're looking for, make sure to subscribe. And I am a realtor here in Florida, so while yes, I do love making these videos, I love even more to help you with your real estate needs. So this number that's popping up right now, that's how you can get a hold of me. Call, text, or email if you have any questions about relocating to Fort Lauderdale or anywhere in South Florida. I'd love to hear from you. But diving right in, let's talk about the top 5 best areas for young professionals to live. So we've been seeing a lot of tech, startup, finance companies move their headquarters down to this area over the last 2 years. And it only makes sense why Florida is the number 2 most moved to state, right behind Texas. So I wanted to dive right into this topic. But first of all, I just want to get into what is it that makes an area good for a young professional? So the first thing is going to be location. You probably want to be somewhere that's kind of in the middle of it all. Maybe not necessarily a downtown area, but someplace with some walkability and just an area where you can get out and meet other like-minded people. So then the next one is going to be the job opportunities. So luckily, this area is very compact, so all the neighborhoods that we're going to talk about today are really within a 15-minute radius of each other. And then the last thing is probably going to be cost. So I know everybody wants to get the most while spending the least. And in South Florida, when you spend the least, you get the least. And just to preface this, you do not have to be a millennial or a Gen Z or a young professional to fit into these neighborhoods. Maybe you're just looking for a lively area to live in or something that's close by. So this video is for anybody with a high focus on young professionals. With that, let's dive right in. The first neighborhood being downtown area, and we're gonna throw in Sailboat Bend and Beverly Heights. So the downtown is just obvious. This is where a majority of a lot of the jobs are gonna be, and it's just close to everything like Las Olas or really anything, for example, where people want to get out and meet other people. So it's not really a place for homebodies. That doesn't mean if you're a homebody, you can't live there, but it kind of just defeats the purpose of living in an area like that, because when you do live in an area like that, you want to get out and about. Now, Sailboat Bend and Beverly Heights, those areas are going to be a little bit more residential from downtown. So maybe if you're more of a homebody but still want to have the access to downtown, you would like to live in an area like those. And this is where you're gonna find a lot of opportunities just for networking, for meeting other people, happy hours. Places like the Wharf and Salt 7 that are right on the Riverwalk. There's a lot of opportunity to meet like-minded people there. And while yes, there are a lot of job opportunities in this area, it's also a great area if maybe you run your own business and you're looking to rent office space. There's a ton of co-working spaces downtown. We also tend to see a lot of lawyers and judges that live in this area just due to the fact that the courthouse is right here. And then the cruise industry, which is another very big industry in Fort Lauderdale. This is also a popular place for people to live because the Port Everglades is maybe a 5 to 10 minute drive away. So coming to an area like this, the walkability is fantastic. A majority of what you're gonna find is gonna be condo and townhome living, unless you go into those smaller neighborhoods surrounding downtown like Sailboat Bend and Beverly Heights. You're gonna find that to be more residential with some single family homes there. And Beverly Heights specifically is right behind, I guess you could say, is right north of Las Olas. So it's very close walking distance. And then Sailboat Bend is just west of downtown. So it's very close to the Himmershey District, the Broward Center for the Performing Arts. There's a couple live music venues. And overall, it's just a great location to be close enough, maybe a 5-minute ride away, whether that's Uber ride or you have a car. And then you get to go home and not necessarily be part of the madness and still hear all the noise and everything that's going on. So as far as living down here goes, like I had mentioned, downtown, you're gonna find mostly high-rise condos, some smaller condos, and some townhomes. And it's probably ranging from about $300,000 on the low end, and then you have your buildings like the River House and 100 Las Olas, where you can be in upwards of 10 million for a unit in there. Same goes for Beverly Heights and Sailboat Bend, especially Sailboat Bend has become a really popular one lately. The average in there, you can probably get something in the low 200s and ranging maybe just a little bit over $1 million. Now moving a little bit north of downtown, we have Flagler Village, which is kind of like an extension of downtown. It's kind of taking on another skyline, so it kind of just connects to downtown in a way, but this is pretty much the hub for young professionals in Fort Lauderdale, and it's really just like that new up and coming trendy spot. So think Williamsburg, Brooklyn, or Wynwood in Miami, just on a much smaller scale. So much like those areas, it was an old industrial area that's been redeveloped and is continuing to be redeveloped. It's a big art scene there. Pretty much everything in there is going to be local, as far as local shops, restaurants, businesses. But location wise, you are just west of US 1, so you do have access, whether it's walking distance or if you live a little bit deeper in Flagler Village, you may have to make a 5-minute drive to all your grocery shopping, some more restaurants, and basically all your daily necessities are going to be right there. And you're also only 5 minutes from downtown. So what I've found, and just what a lot of people tell me, is that a lot of the people who live here is going to be the younger crowd, the Henrys, high earners, not rich yet, and they're maybe looking to get their feet wet in the luxury market, but not necessarily buying something right away. So you're going to find a lot of rentals in Flagler Village, and a lot of these buildings are really cool, like artistic style buildings, and you do find some condos and townhomes there as well. And when it comes to buying on the low end, you're probably looking at about $200,000 to $250,000, and on the high end, it's pretty much going to cap off right around $1 million. I haven't seen anything higher than that, and that's going to be a pretty cool loft style condo. And as far as rent goes, just because like I said, a lot of people do rent in this area, you're really looking at maybe high 2,000s to about $3,000 a month for just a 1-bedroom in here. And if you go directly east across US 1 from Flagler Village, we have our next neighborhood, which is going to be Victoria Park. So this is going to be your true suburban Fort Lauderdale neighborhood. And a lot of young professionals do like this, the ones who especially want to be close to downtown, maybe a 5-minute drive away, but want more of that suburban lifestyle. They just want to have the access. There's really not too many rentals unless it's like a duplex or something, but a majority of what you're gonna find is homeowners in this neighborhood. And it really is just like a more family-oriented type of feel. And like I had said, the thing that just makes it really popular is the proximity to downtown. So you probably wouldn't walk to downtown from Flagler Village, but no more than a 5-minute drive. All those shops and strip malls that I mentioned on the edge of, on US 1, on the edge of Flagler Village, those are gonna actually be set in Victoria Park. So you have access to all that. There's some really popular restaurants and stuff in the area like Foxy Brown's. They got a good brunch there. You have places like Shuck and Dive. And then you do have the Galleria Mall. So if you're on the east, I guess the northeast side of Victoria Park, you can be maybe walking distance to the Galleria Mall, but either way, it's right there. And then right when you get near the Galleria Mall, it also puts you only about 5 minutes from the beach. So as far as homes here go, you can find a small condo maybe in the $250,000 to $300,000 range, but a majority of what you're gonna be looking at for like single family homes and townhomes are gonna be above probably $700,000 into the low millions. Maybe about $4 million is the highest that I've seen recently. So from Victoria Park, we're gonna go a little bit north and west now to our next neighborhood, which is gonna be Middle River Terrace. So again, this is in the northern half of Fort Lauderdale. It's more of a suburban neighborhood, and it's really close to Wilton Manors, pretty much right in between Wilton Manors and Flagler Village. So location, it's like centrally located to everything, which is what makes this really popular, because not only do you have the best of both worlds, where you have all the action and nightlife and restaurants in Wilton Manors, but you have everything in Flagler Village and downtown. And much like Flagler Village and Wilton Manors, you're gonna find some up and coming, some more trendier type places there, like this place called Milk Monkey, which they also have a really good brunch. It's a little eatery that's pretty much always packed no matter when you go there. You have Wilton Wings, which is technically in Middle River Terrace, probably the best wings I've had in this area. And then you also have the Gulfstream Brewery. Public transportation in this area is great just due to the centrally located area. And as far as homes go, there is a lot of affordable options from, you know, your standard like bungalow style housing, mid-century modern. They pretty much have it all. They have a couple of new construction townhomes that were just built, but you're not necessarily gonna have to break the bank to live in this neighborhood. So as far as single family homes go, you're looking at maybe in the $400,000 range. Again, maybe right up to about $1 million. Heading back south, we're gonna go to our next neighborhood, which is gonna be Tarpon River. This is located just south of downtown. And much like Middle River Terrace, except on the south side, it's centrally located to pretty much everything, whether it's the beach, you got some good water access if you do have a boat and live there, and 5 minutes from downtown. You also have some trendier spots like Wells Coffee. You've got the Tarpon River Brewery, which is there. You're close to the Riverside Market, and you'll find a lot of mixed income housing. So it's not gonna be necessarily too crazy expensive to live there, but there's pretty much a wide array of everything to choose from. This has also been a really popular spot for some judges and some attorneys to live there because this is pretty much right across from the courthouse. So you may think that all sounds great, but you're still not too sure about what really differentiates one area from the other. And this is the perfect opportunity to remind you that yes, I am a realtor. Yes, I do love making these videos, but I love even more to help you. So my number and email are back on the screen. Please reach out if you have any questions. I'd love to help you. And I appreciate you guys watching this video, and we'll see you next time.